Yo, what's up, everybody? It's DJ the Sports Blurred. I am back. If you missed me or not, I don't care because I have some fire for you guys today. It's going to be a super short video. The playoff rankings were just released. I want to get into some of the matchups and who I think are going to win. Before we get into it, if you're a fan of college football, if you like anything that I have to say, or if you hate anything that I have to say, let me know down below in the comments. Comment, subscribe, like, all of it, man. You guys have been showing me so much love. I thank you guys so much. I'm just a guy who likes to talk college football, and I know you guys are just guys that like to talk college football smack in the comments, but don't worry, I'm coming for you. All right, round one. You have number 12, Clemson Tigers. The Clemson Tigers are going to Austin, Texas. They're going to be playing the number 5 ranked Texas Longhorns. This is a game where I almost say I'm like 60-40 Texas. But if Clemson won this game, I would not be surprised. I have not thought Texas was a good team. I think they were, actually, I will say this. I think Texas is a good team. I do not think they're an elite team. I think Quinn Ewers makes a lot of mistakes. I don't know how he sees the field, but sometimes I believe he puts way too much trust in his arm, and he will throw a bad pick here and there. And if Clemson, led by Dabo Swinney, if they're led by Dabo Swinney, I know one thing. They're going to be sound defensively. Every year he has been at Clemson, they have been a sound football team, especially on that defensive side. You know, if he had some absolute superstars in Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson as quarterbacks, which I think boosted up his cachet a little bit more than what it should have been as an offensive coach. I mean, he's a good offensive coach, but his bread and butter is on that defense. I'll take Texas if you put a gun in my head and say pick one, but again, would not be surprised if Clemson actually pulled off that upset. Now, this is a game I want to talk about. Number 9, Tennessee comes to the Horseshoe. Number 9, Tennessee. Number 8, OSU at Ohio Stadium at the Horseshoe in Columbus, Ohio for the right to play Oregon in the next round. Ryan Day, look at me. I doubt you're watching this video, but please, from the heart of a Buckeye fan to the heart of a coach who has been coaching for his life since he got here, trying to back up Urban Meyer. This is a game that is a must-win, no matter what. We cannot lose to Michigan, especially in the fashion that we lost to them. A 6-5 Michigan team should have never came to Ohio State and beat them, but that's beside the point. I'm kind of over it. I have a video coming out about that later today, but, you know, I'm kind of over that, or tomorrow, who knows. This is a game that Ohio State must win. Their defense, I believe, will stop Tennessee's offense. Tennessee has a good, not great offense. They have a good, not great coach. They have a good, not great quarterback. If Ohio State, which has a great, not good defense, shows up, and I have every reason to believe that they will because they showed up 13 or 12 games this year, this shouldn't even be a close game. This should be a game where Ohio State wins, you would think, 45-13. This is a game where Ohio State needs to come out and actually punch them in the mouth and then prove to the rest of the country that Ohio State is still a contender. As it sits today, Ohio State is still the 3rd best odds in terms of actually winning this whole thing. So Ryan Day and the Buckeyes, if I know them like I think I will, like I know them like I think I do, they'll come out, they'll punch the Volunteers in the face, they'll make a statement, they'll dominate an SEC team, get them out of here in the first or second quarter, and just completely pile on in the 3rd and 4th quarter. Going back to that game before, Clemson, Texas, by the way, the winner of that game plays Arizona State. All right, next game. Number 11, SMU versus number 6, Penn State. Now, this is a game that comes with a little bit of controversy. Alabama was sitting right there in the wings. Alabama thoughts, and a lot of Alabama fans, including one of my favorite YouTubers, Matt Be Great, he just thought that Alabama was going to get that number 11 seed because of SMU, their brand, who they've played, who they've beaten, not really having as tough a schedule as Alabama's had. But the jury, the guys, decided to give number 11 SMU the go-ahead over Alabama, and I do like that call. I watched that Clemson SMU game last night. There is no way either team could have been punished for losing a conference championship game. I don't understand how you can get all the way there, lose the game and then be penalized. The same thing would have happened with Penn State. They shouldn't have fallen too much. You know, they got beat by the #1 team in the conference channel. You have to give somebody some type of credit for getting to that conference championship. And Alabama didn't do it. They had many times to do that. And every time they had an opportunity to seize control of the SEC, they didn't. They lost a bad game to Vanderbilt. I don't care what anybody from Alabama has to say. Vanderbilt is not a good program. I'm telling you that. They had one good win. You said they were good because it would hurt your ego too much if you just told the truth and said, you know, maybe we're not that great of a football team. Alabama had opportunities to win this and win their conference championship, at least go to the conference championship, and they didn't do it. Let's talk about that game. SMU, Penn State. I don't think this is going to be a close game. I think this is a game that Penn State dominates handily. I think this is going to be another Tennessee, Ohio State kind of game. Now, I am biased because I am a Big Ten guy, but Penn State's good. I saw them last night versus Oregon. It looked like Oregon was getting ready to really run away with that game. Penn State, coached by James Franklin. James, you need you one, buddy. You need you a big one, almost as bad as Ryan Day needs a big win at this point. While he's now in the hot seat, James Franklin, that seat is a little hot. He's hearing a lot of people saying, you know, he can't win the big one. And then again, when you're at these huge programs, that's all people care about. Yeah, you want to be relevant, but you got to win those big ones. So I'm going to pick Penn State to win this game versus SMU. I think this is going to be a blowout. I don't want to say blowout. I think Penn State wins by 10 points, though. And the winner of that game goes on to play Boise State. I think Penn State wins that game also. I mean, Penn State, Penn State, I can see them, you know, getting all the way to Georgia and having a, you know, a really good chance there. And then the final game of the opening round, IU, Indiana versus Notre Dame. These are two teams that are actually very similar. Now, Notre Dame's brand, yes, is much bigger than IU's brand. But when I look at Notre Dame and I look at IU, unless you're truly fans of that school, do you really know one player from either team outside of the quarterback? I think his last name's Riley for Notre Dame. This is a game where I think a lot of casuals look, and you know, if you were to switch to players' uniforms and you know, they were able to they played, no one would even know that, you know, the wrong players are playing for the wrong teams. I think this is a game that's going to be really close. I think this is a tight game. I think Notre Dame's going to win this. I would like to see IU win it, just to have three Big Ten teams win that first opening round. But I think this is a game that Notre Dame is going to win. It's probably going to be an ugly 24-21, you know, 18-15 kind of ball game. And then they have the winner of, that game goes to go place Georgia. One thing that I was looking at, you know, in these rankings, there's 4 Big Ten teams that made it to the playoffs. Oregon, the #1 seed. You have Penn State, the #6 seed. You have Ohio State, the #8 seed, and you have Indiana, the #10 seed. There was only 3 SEC teams this year. I think the SEC is really starting to lose their grip over the dominance of college football. I mean, I think they can be had. There really wasn't any great team. If you want to throw Oregon in there this year as that one great team, I'll give you that. I'm not going to fight you on it. But usually there's a great team that comes out of at the SEC, and you're like, yeah, this team, right? This Georgia team can't be beat. This Alabama team is unstoppable. This LSU team will not be touched. And really, there hasn't been an elite SEC team this year. A couple good ones. Texas is a good team, but not elite. So that's all I got. I just wanted to get on here really quickly. I kind of wanted to break this down with you guys. It's Sunday. I'm watching football. My Bengals don't play until tomorrow. So, you know, I got a little bit of time. I got to watch the terrible Browns play the terrible Steelers. And I got to watch the Eagles play the terrible Carolina Panthers. So I'll let you guys get back to doing what you're doing. Thanks again for checking in. Like, comment, subscribe, all of it. Have a good one.